Hello, my name is Elliot and this is Freelance Duck Hunting. On this video, I'm going to be talking about HRC hunt tests, and I'm going to be showing you some footage of Georgie and how she's done in these hunt tests. If you've been following my channel, you've probably watched Georgie's progression from when we went up and got her from Flatlander Kennels, brought her home. I've made a bunch of training videos, which I will put links up for you to check out, and all of her hunts. She is an absolutely amazing animal that is just crushing it. So I decided to get her involved in the HRC hunt test, and I'm going to be showing you footage of that. But make sure and hang on to the very end, because at the end of this video, I want to talk to you about something I'm really excited about and show you how you can get in on this opportunity that we've got for you. So Georgie, I got her from Flatlander Kennels. That is owned and operated by Chris Jobman, one of the most decorated dog trainers in the Midwest, if not in North America. And man, this dog is like something I have never seen before. I mean, I've never had a dog that performs at this level. So as I started training Georgie, this is really the first dog that I've ever put this much effort into training. And at some point I decided, you know what, I'm going to try to get her into some hunt tests. And the reason I decided to do that, now the hunt test, you get ribbons, you acquire points, you do all that stuff. But really, my main goal in getting into these hunt tests is to prove to myself that I can get the job done and get a dog to a very high level. So I'm going to be going through the HRC, all what it is for those of you that don't know. But it's just a really cool opportunity to prove myself as an amateur trainer that I got the job done with this high-powered dog, because you do not get better bloodlines than what Chris Jobman is putting out at Flatlander Kennels. So I believe I have as good a dog as you could possibly get, and it's my job to get her to that level. And so it's just, can I do it? It's a personal goal for me. So let's go ahead and get into that right now. So what is the HRC? The HRC stands for Hunting Retriever Club. And there's lots of different clubs all around. In my area, there's an HRC club. There's probably one in your area. And so clubs put on these hunt test events. And when you register your dog, it just costs like, I don't know, 100, 150 bucks, between 75 and 150 bucks. It depends if you're going to run on a Saturday and a Sunday. They run on both days. And there's 3 different levels that you can compete in. Now, you're not competing against other dogs. You're just competing against the standards. It's a pass and it's a fail. Standard at your HRC hunt test, you're going to get started. If you pass a started, it's worth 5 points. Season's worth 10 points. And finished is worth 15 points. So that is how the system works with HRC. Started, seasoned, finished. And my goal, like I said, is to get to finished. And this year, for the first time, I took Georgie on one day and entered her in a started test in my area. And she did fantastic. She did a great job. No problem. So we passed that. We got the ribbon. And then we entered her into a seasoned leveled weekend test up in Nebraska. So let's go ahead and get into this footage that I want to show you. So this footage is from Salt Creek HRC Hunt Group, and they have put on this event in Nebraska. Here's the first morning, kind of what it looks like. They were starting with water in the morning, land in the afternoon. Beautiful little pond. Here you see the judges sitting there in their chairs, and you see holding blinds and the blinds in the back, which throw the birds. So here is Philip Boyles. He's got his dog Ruby. So Phil's in the holding blind. As you're waiting for your turn, you sit with your dog in the holding blind, keep it under control. From there, you walk forward. The big thing about these moving up to season and finished is the control. Can you keep your dog under control at all times? So you move on up into the primary holding blind and you wait for the judges to come and you check your dog in. Tell them the number the whole time they're watching. Can you control your dog? That's the biggest thing at these tests, is controlling your dog at all times. So this is the walk up. Come out of the blind and you walk your dog up at heel. There's going to be a bird that is thrown out of the slings. You shoot at it with a blank gun, and you've got to have your dog under control on that walk up. Again, the biggest thing at these is having your dog under control. Then you move over to the double mark, and you're going to sit there on a bucket. You put in a couple of poppers, which is these blank shells, and you blow your duck call. That signals them to throw the bird. It's an actual bird that's been killed previously, comes out of the throwers, and you shoot at both of them with your blanks, and your dog has to pick up both birds. The second bird is tend to be called the go bird. It's the first bird that your dog's got to go after. But it doesn't matter what order they have to, but dogs always tend to go to that first bird. Dog comes back, retrieves it to hand, and dog is off for that second mark. The second one's a little harder because that's the memory mark. Once your dog picks that up, brings it back, that's your 2 water marks for the day. You're going to do 2 water marks, 2 landmarks. Now he's onto his blind. Shoot the gun, line your dog up. This is the only time you're really supposed to use your whistle and give your dog hand signals is on the blind. You can see they've got the blind marked with that little orange marker that lets you know where it is. Dogs can't see orange. If your dog gets offline, you can blow the whistle as many times as you want in this and not count it against you. They just want your dog moving towards the bird at all times and moving the direction that you tell them to go. So Philip's dog did great. Ruby, she passed on this day, both water and land. And then finally, there's a diversion bird. They hand throw it, you shoot at it. Your dog cannot get diverted and move to that bird. So there you go. That is the first morning, what it looked like on the water setup. So like I said, these marks and these blinds are not that difficult. They're not that far. The main thing they're looking on is, do you have control of your dog? And if you have control of your dog, you're almost always going to pass these season tests from what I've seen. So after getting to know kind of what was going on and what the situation was, now it's just kind of hangout time where you've got probably 30 dogs running on these days. So a lot of what you do is just hang out and talk to people. And you see there's Grant and Phil just hanging out before we check in. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Here is Georgie's first ever season test in the morning. This was her water retrieve. So Georgie did a fantastic job on her first ever season test. She passed, and at the end of the run, they said, see you in the afternoon. And that lets you know that you passed. And if you don't pass in the morning, there's no reason to run in the afternoon. So if you pass, then you get to go on to the next phase. So let's take a look now at the afternoon land session and how that went. I'm going to explain the setup here again with my buddy Phil's dog, Ruby, and kind of see how this looks. So this is right up by the pond. It's just over to the field. So you can see they were throwing behind the bale of hay there, and the other bird is going to come out from that blind right there where they're going to throw the bird up. It's a double mark and a blind. Now we've already done the diversion bird and we've already done the walk up. So we're not doing those. You only do those one time a day. Starting with the blind. And there she goes. Same situation as water, but just on land. And Ruby did a great job. She passed. No issues at all. After you run that blind, again, you can whistle as many times as you want to. Now we've got the double mark. Bird 1. Over to bird 2. And they've got to get the double mark. Again, these marks are not too difficult. It's just, is your dog under control? So I'm going to show you how Georgie did on this afternoon. Now I want to tell you, I didn't get the first mark on video. There was a video mistake. And so I only have one of the 2 marks from Georgie on this afternoon hunt. Let's go ahead and look at how Georgie did on this afternoon. She needed to pass this in order to get her 10 points and get her season. They normally hand out ribbons, but they handed out medals on this one. So let's go ahead and see how Georgie did on this. I was so proud of Georgie. Her behavior was under control. I mean, she is filled to the brim with enthusiasm. Her drive and her go is second to none. So controlling her when she's healing, being steady, all of those things have been a definite progression, which you've probably seen through the hunt videos.
Because Georgie tried to break. Dog, you're going to screw yourself out of all your retrieves if you're going to break. Don't be breaking. You got to wait.
But man, she was rock solid. She crushed it this day. So we felt really good moving in to day 2 with the dogs. Now on the second day, you've got a completely different setup, different location, same exact thing where you're going to get the 2 marks, you're going to get the blind, the diversion, and either a walk up or a walk out, depending on where they do that. But it's just going to be in a different place. So here is the second morning. Beautiful little place, much smaller pond. Nice breeze today. It was still really, really hot. Now, normally at the beginning of these events, they open up with a little safety talk.
My name's Alan Case. I'm from Mount Rushmore HRC. This is my co-judge.
Lori Greer, and Green Country is my home club.
Weapon. Always keep it pointed in a safe direction away from people, dogs.
So that just lets you know, here's the rules, here's our expectations. They preach gun safety like crazy, even though we're shooting blanks. A big part of this is gun safety. So let's go. Now on this one, I don't have Georgie's water retrieve. I only have her land. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how this test was set up. They did a little bit differently in that they did the land, they did the walk up, then the 2 marks, and then they did a water blind on this one. So here's the walk up again. Then they're going to move right on to the throwers and the 2 marks. You see the house on the left, there goes bird 1. House on the right, there goes bird 2. and you've got a double. Double mark. This dog did a great job. Then immediately moving over to the water. This water blind was just across the pond, not too far, but it was a little bit at an angle. So again, they are just looking for control. When you hit the whistle, is your dog under control? Are you working together as a team? So that is the setup. So let's see how, there's fumbles. Let's see how Georgie does. So there you go. That is Georgie's experience with the HRC hunt test. And I can tell you, I am loving it. It is so much fun to get involved with these things. You go there, even if your dog doesn't perform the way you would want, no one seems to be judgmental. Everyone seems to be kind. It's just a really fantastic off-season thing to get into. So I would just encourage you, if you are an amateur dog trainer and you want to play around with this stuff, go ahead and look up for HRC clubs in your area and get involved. They are so supportive. It's so much fun. So now on to the big announcement that I told you about at the beginning. Thank you if you're still here with me. You're going to want to get in on this with me. So this year we are giving away a hunt. Again, this is year number 2 where we're doing the Patreon hunt giveaway. And last year, I'm telling you, last year's winner, Matt Voshi, he got in on one of the best hunts I've ever had in my life. I mean, it was unbelievable. You're seeing clips from him right now. It was insane. And Matt actually has become a personal friend of mine. We're in a small group together. We talk on Marco Polo, actually become a friend of mine. So this year we're going to do it again, except this is a little bit different. I'm even more excited about year 2 than I was year 1. We are going to meet on a live stream in August. Date is not set yet. And if you enter into the hunt, we're going to spin a wheel. If your name lands on it, you are going to come hunt with Jordan Fromer and myself. And this is the plan. In Jordan's duck bus. Jordan bought a little tiny short bus because he always rode a short bus to school. And he converted it into a duck hunting camp on wheels. And I cannot wait to hang out in this thing. So you're going to come with Jordan Fromer and myself. We're going to hang out, sleep in this. He's got bunk beds in there. He's got everything. We're going to sleep in this thing. We're going to hang out and we're going to go on some amazing hunts. Now, how do you enter? You've got to go to patreon.com/freelance duck hunting if you want to enter this thing. And you got to sign up there. Go on over there. I'll have a video waiting for you that will give you a little more detail about it. But on Patreon, it is a fan funding site where Jordan and I have been putting extra content that no one on YouTube has seen all summer. We've got a podcast together, and we do live stream podcast over there. It is a very special place with a special community where you can get close to Jordan and I, lots of extra content, get a free membership to Freelance Hunt Stats, and you can enter into the hunt giveaway. Also, this hat right here, or a Duck Gun Chronicles hat. The only place you can get this hat is on Patreon. So go on over there, patreon.com/freelance duck hunting. Get yourself signed up. You can decide how many entries you're going to put into this hunt test. We're actually going to pay a portion of your expenses. So we're going to help out with the finances of it, which we did with Matt last year too. Go over there, get signed up, message us if you have any questions, and we're going to be giving that away in August. So thank you for being here with me. I know this video was a little bit more geared to you dog guys that just can't get enough of dogs and dog training. But if you're not a dog guy, you need to be one. It enhances your hunting a millionfold. Trust me. So thank you again. Again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure and do that. Here's that link to Patreon to go over there and do that. I will have lots of more videos coming out soon. Thank you for joining me, guys, and thank you for your support.